Okay, so this is another centroidal example. We want to locate the centroid of the shaded area. So that's going to be the X bar, Y bar. That is where our centroid is. And if we kind of, eyeball it, it's probably somewhere up. So I'm going to guess that it's probably above 3. Okay. So we have Y bar and we have X bar. And again, I'm going to guess this is above 3. But I could be wrong. It could be lower than 3, but it's going to be somewhere in that area. So when we're looking for X bar, it's the sum of X tilde A divided by the sum of A's. And when we're looking for Y bar, it's the sum of Y tilde A's divided by A. So I need to have a column for X tilde, a column for area, and then a column for X tilde times area. Y tilde, area, and then Y tilde times area. So the first thing I'm going to do is identify my shapes. And when I look at this, I can see that I have a solid rectangle. So that would be the shape right here, completely solid. I have a solid triangle. I have a solid quarter circle. And then I'm going to remove a half circle. So I'm going to identify my shapes as 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I'm going to draw them out so that I can have everything labeled before I get started, and I don't have to think a whole lot through the problem. So I have a base of 6, I have a height of 3, and I know that if I'm coming here, it's going to be 3 over 2, and 6 over 2, which is 3, which is 1.5. And remember, these are our global. That's my global X and my global Y. I have to come from the global for all of them. Plus, now we have our triangle, and it has a base of 3. Actually, I'm going to put that on the top. Okay, it has a base of 3 and a height of 3. And I know that the centroid is at a 1/3, 2/3 ratio, and it's going to be closest down here to the right angle. And if I look, it kind of makes a little bit of a square. So if this is 3, then I know that we are at 1, 2, okay? And I have to march 6 inches over just to get to that centroid. When I'm going up, okay, when I'm going up, I'm going to be going up 1/3 of 3. So if I took that third, it would be 1 and 2. Plus, now we're going to go to the left side. I have a quarter circle. I have my radius equals 3. I know that my centroid is 4r over 3 pi. And when I look in this direction, it's going to be a negative. And when I go up, it's going to be positive. And that's going to be our equation. And then we're going to say minus, and we have this half circle that's centered on the global Y. It has a radius of 1, so a radius of 1 inch. And I also know that the centroid is up 4r over 3 pi. I could also say my areas are base times height. Area is base height over 2. Area is pi r squared over 2. Area is pi r squared over 4 because it's a quarter, and I'm going to remember that this area is negative. So now when I make my chart, I have everything already laid out by each shape, and it should be pretty easy and straightforward to set up. So remember, I need to have my shape. That's going to be something that's important. Okay, I'm going to have my area, and that's going to be inches squared. I'm going to have x tilde, which is in inches, and I'm going to have area times x tilde, which is inches cubed. And I'm going to kind of draw a big line here. And then I already have my area. I can reuse that. I'm going to have y tilde in inches, and I'm going to have a y tilde, which is inches cubed. And I have a rectangle. I have a triangle. I have a quarter circle, and I have a half circle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is a void. area of 1, base times height. 6 times 3, 18. Okay? X tilde. X tilde is moving in the X direction. Okay? In the X direction. If you need to put that on there, do that. Y tilde in the Y direction. In the X direction from my global Y axis. I'm going to move over half of the base. 6 over 2, 3. And then I have 3 times 18. So we have 18 in there 3 times, 54 inches cubed. Okay? Here's my triangle. 1/2 base times height. 1/2 base times height. So it should be 4.5. I've got to find my eraser. We're just going to scribble that out for now. 4.5. Okay? X bar. X bar means from the global Y to centroidal Y. So we're moving in the X direction. So I have to march over 6 plus, and then I recognize that it's 1/3 of the base over because of the way that my triangle is oriented. So I have 3 over 3, which I already said was 1, so that's 7 inches. So 4.5, enter, 7 times, and I have 31.5 inches cubed. Now we need to look at our quarter circle. Again, it's solid because we're going to punch that out in a minute. Okay, area, pi r squared over 4, pi r squared over 4, so we have pi 3 squared over 4, pi number, okay, 3 times 3 times 4 divided by, and I get 7.06858. Now where is the centroid? I'm going to start at the global Y, and I'm going to move left or right, and I'm moving to the left, so I'm moving negatively. Negative 4r divided by 3 pi. Negative 4 times 3 over 3 pi. Negative 4 over pi. And I get 1.273 negative because we are moving to the left this time, to the left. So I have negative 1.273 times my area, and I get this magical number of -9. Now we're going to deal with our void, and when I'm looking at my void, it's a negative pi r squared over 2 because it's a semicircle. Negative pi 1 over 2. Pi is a number. 2 divided by. So I get a negative 1.57 for my area. Now, when I look at this, where is the centroid located? Okay, if it's on that main global axis, I'm not moving to the right or to the left. I'm staying put. So I actually have a distance of 0. And that's A-OK, okay? So I have an A x tilde of 0. I know that x bar equals the sum of A x tilde over the sum of A's, okay? So I'm going to need to add up this column, put it here, and then add up my areas and put it here. So I have 54. 31.5 plus 9 minus, because remember we had to move to the left, so we have 76.5 inches cubed divided by 18, 4.5 plus 7.06858 plus 1.57 minus, okay, 27.998 inches squared. And when I divide those out, I get that x bar equals 2.73 inches. It's positive, so I'm heading to the right. If we go back up and look at our answer, I way overestimated where it was going to be. Okay, I way overestimated. So if it's 2.73, okay, this would be about 3 inches. We're back here. So we're closer to that. Okay, that looks like it makes sense. Now we're going to do the same thing, but with y bar. So when we're talking about y bar or y tilde, we're moving in a y direction. We're moving up or down. So up is positive, just like we had over here that to the right was positive. Okay, so we already have our areas, so we've got that box checked. Now we're moving up. So let's look at our rectangle. And the beauty of drawing each of these pieces and labeling them is I'm starting from my global X and I'm moving up. Okay, 3/2. I'm moving up 1.5 inches. If I come over here and look at my triangle, it is also sitting on my global x-axis. So when I move up in the y direction, I'm moving up 1/3 the height. So I have 3 divided by 3, I've moved up 1 inch. When I come back over here to look at this quarter circle that we're assuming is solid, we are moving up. We are sitting on the main axis, so we are moving up 4r over 3 pi. So I have 4 times 3 over 3 pi. And it's what I had, okay, moving from the y-axis, but this time it's positive because we are moving in a positive direction called up. So I have 4 enter pi as a number divided by 1.273. Okay, and now we are going to go back and look at this half circle that we've punched out. It's like took a little hole puncher. Okay, and to move up to the centroid, it's again 4r over 3 pi, but this time our radius is a 1. Okay, so I have 4 enter 3 divided by pi is a number divided by, and I get 0.4244 inches. Okay, it's positive this time because I'm moving up. Okay, this one is positive because I was moving up. It was negative over here because I was moving to the left, which is negative of my global axis. So now a y tilde, I have 18 times 1.5. 18 enter 1.5 times, I get 27. And then I'm going to have 4.5 area times 1. So I have 4.5. I'm going to go ahead and add that in my calculator. Okay. And then I have area times y tilde. So 7.06858 enter. 1.273 times. And I get 9.0, which is what I got last time. Okay. We're adding that in. And then this time, okay, it's not a 0 because we are shifting up. Okay, we are having to shift up. Here we were right on that global. So we have negative 1.57 because it's a negative area. And we have a positive 0.4244 times. And I get negative 0.666308. So I can just go ahead and add that in here. And the sum of this is 39.83. So when I'm looking at y bar, it's the sum of a times y tildes divided by area. So I have 39.83 divided by, well, I found my area over here. Remember, it was 27.998. 27.998 inch cubed over inch squared. 27.998 divided by, and I get 1.42 inches. It's positive, so I know that we are heading in the up direction. So let's go back and look. The whole thing is 3 inches tall, and I was guessing it was kind of somewhere in the middle of that mess. Okay, somewhere in the middle. It's shifted down. We do have a lot of extra area here in the triangle compared to above. Okay, and this area is much, much greater than this area that we cut out. The other thing is we have a lot more area down here in our quarter circle. So when we want the centroid, then we can say that it is 2.73 and 1.42, and that's in inches.